Like this, man. Showing me live on here. And
Yeah,
don't this kind of have a lit delay to it too?
I got it muted, so I won't know for sure.
Mm, let me copy the link. Y'all give me a second, man. Share the show real quick, man. Those that's popping into the chat, man, peace. Help me share the show. Having some technical difficulty with my Zoom account. I can only go live from one. It's crazy from Kofi Pie TV, but I'm having issues with going live from Monster Warrior Clan. So we are over here on this StreamYard, which I have no clue on how to work, and really don't want to fool with it too too long. Or hopefully, I have the issues fixed with my Zoom account. Well, with the Mossy, because Kofi's still good with Zoom. I don't know what's going on with the Mossy account with the Zoom. But help me share the show real quick. This is something new to me. Hopefully, this be my last time using this for the Mossy. Um, Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna try to share the show myself, and we're gonna jump in it. Been trying to go live for a whole hour now, and uh, ain't been working out too hot. Live, nah. Um,
Hey, Kofi, Sean's waiting for you to approve him.
Sean, I don't see him at the bottom here for me to click on. Tell him to jump back in. Is he in the what's the name? Y'all give me just a minute, y'all. Please just give me again technical difficulties with my Zoom account. First time going live from the StreamYard myself. So I'm trying to figure it all out. I'm live now. I'm trying to figure all this out. I'm looking this studio thing is a little bit different. I'm finna get ready to go. We finna get ready to start the show. Please be patient. I know sometimes our attention span is not. We look on, they ain't doing nothing. We please just give me 2 minutes and we're gonna start the show. This is something I think y'all will be appreciate this show as well. So give me just a second. Y'all help share the show. Help me share the show as well. And we're gonna jump in it. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. Uh what Sean is saying, Vasa. Disregard the post.
I'm still waiting on a reply. He might be busy working.
Yeah,
I
because
see.
it was trying to load. It was loading when he was trying to do it. Y'all again, like I said, give me just 2 minutes. Again, help me share the show if y'all don't mind. Help me share the show. Help me share the show. And be patient with me. Like I said, you know, reiterating again that this is my first time using StreamYard. Um, my Zoom account is having issues with me going live from Mossy Warrior Clan today for some reason. We had technical difficulties. The last Mossy Warrior Clan show wouldn't let us go live from Zoom, but I can go live all day from Zoom. My Zoom account, my Zoom account with Kofi Pie TV, man. And I got to figure out what's going on. I didn't want to go live from Kofi Pie TV because I did this presentation for the Mossy Warrior Clan channels, and it's gonna be for the Mossy Warrior Clan channel. So had to go ahead and jump over here to what everybody else is using right now, this StreamYard program. And hopefully, like I said, Zoom will be straight because I like Zoom. Look, you know, to me, it looks better than this. The setup is better than the screen yard, but we gonna make it do what it do. We gonna make this work today. We gonna make this work today. And again, share the show. I ain't finna hold y'all up. I'm finna go ahead and jump into the presentation. First, I want to say Black African Power. Um, um, ETM Hotel, Dua Aku, Dua Netcher, Fatmu Alafiye, Fatmu Iwa Riri, Majuba Iba E Egungun, Majuba Iba E Egungun, Majuba Iba E Elakba, Majuba Iba E Elakba. I always want to give honor and praises to the ancestors, because without the ancestors, we wouldn't be here. We are our ancestors. That's true. We are our ancestors. We literally wouldn't be here without our ancestors. Um, Also, I always want to give honor and praises to uh, the true and living elders who I consider to be elders. There are very few that I consider to be elders in the so-called conscious social media community. They know who they are, so I always want to give honor and praises to them. That's why y'all hear me say Majuba Iba E Ilakba, Majuba Iba E Ilakba. I have Vasa Nicolo on the panel with me, maybe Sean to jump back in, and maybe some of the other brothers jump in a little later. Brother Vasa, you got anything, man, before I jump into the presentation?
Outside of peace to the family, and of course peace to you, I don't have too much to say other than don't beat yourself up, because like the title of the presentation uses a key word. You're only human. You're not a computer. So
Yeah,
don't get too overwhelmed. We're gonna make it through this.
yeah,
That's the beauty about being us. We know how to overcome obstacles. So let's just get to it and put some smiles on.
no doubt. And again, peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to Brother Ibibo. Peace to Brother Zane. Peace to Haru. Tahuti. Everyone. And everything is everything. Peace. Peace T. Givens. Peace to Brother Mathis and everybody else that may be watching this not looking, or peace to those that may log in later on, come in late, or come back in the archives. Peace and love to y'all. Let's get this thing started. And again, like I said, y'all bear with me, please. Share the show for me. You know what I'm saying? Share the show to those that you may think that may be interested in this information. So let's get into it. Again, apologize for being late. Y'all bear with me, first time using this stream thing. So, but we gonna work through it. Now I'm trying to. Okay, here it is. Okay. Uh,
Kofi, you focus in on just getting your presentation up. I'll watch the chat and everything else.
all right.
And I'll let you know.
They did.
I'll let you know. It started to pop up.
Okay. Let me know when I'm sharing my screen. I mean, where
And I do think there's gonna be a small delay, everybody. If y'all, kind of work with us on that, I'll do my part to uh, moderate, make sure everything kind of flows smoothly. But at this point, Kofi, your screen is on the YouTube.
all right, and see that's what I don't kind of like about this neither, that delay thing, man. So we got to get that Zoom situated with Marcy. Hide. All right. So the full screen is up there.
It's not full screen, but it's showing. Well, I guess it's the full screen. It's showing your I don't know what program that is, Word, or it's showing your Microsoft thing. So you
The
might want,
PowerPoint.
yeah, you
You
might
saying
want to hit.
is it showing? Is it? I'm looking. It looked like it's showing me too on the side. Me and your avatar on the side.
Yeah,
I don't want that. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn the camera off. Will it do? I know on Zoom that it does that on Zoom. Hold on, because I want them to see the full thing. Um, Hold on, y'all. Like I said, y'all bear with me just 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. All right. Let me turn my camera off. Let's see will that work. And that may not work.
That might just make
Hold
it.
on. It may not do. It may. Let's see. Hold on. All right. Back to sharing screen. Add. Oh boy. Y'all don't beat me up too bad, y'all. I'm gonna get it together, man. Like I said, this is my first time. You know. All right.
Click your where you start playing your presentation to it
I'm
doesn't show the options, to
that.
keep building.
I'm in it. I'm in it. And when Sister what's her name did hers, it was the same issue, man.
Hmm.
She had her stuff on the slide, her stuff on the side.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's gonna show your avatar, but I was gonna say if you click the presentation mode of your program, maybe that'll
That
feel
that's
like
what I'm doing. But I say it was full screen. It was full screen, and it's still showing us. It's still showing these things on the slide. Maybe it's something I should have to do. Hey, anybody in the chat, man, if y'all can help me with that, man, y'all please let me know because it's not showing the full screen. And I know it's a delay on my end, but I'll wait a second because I don't want it to do like sister Sister Cobbles did when she was presenting her thing. Let's see, Chrome tab, uh, share audio, your entire screen. Hold on, let's see. Oh, if it's gonna show my entire screen. Hold on, let me see if I do this. Y'all give me 1 second. For sharing out if you there. Okay, this your browser has lost connection to the screen sharing audio. Try sharing screen again, restart your browser and continue. Sean is try to right click on the screen and see if it pop up in the prompt full screen. It ain't even sharing right now either though, is it, Sean? I mean Voss.
Nah, I only see you at the moment, and
Hold on.
I don't have any options on my phone to help you.
Yeah. Hold on, y'all. Let me we might have to stop screen sharing. Application video, Chrome tab. Wait till you share your full screen again. Hold on, see. Application. See if I go here. Application. It's a StreamYard, Google. I don't know what that is. Boo. Hold on. Let's see what this is. Ain't showing nothing. But hold on. Hold on, y'all. That might have been it. Let's see. Google Chrome profile Zoom. No. Nah, that's not it. Share my screen. Let me see some if I change the slide. Let me know. I just changed the slide from the cover slide to my disclaimer. Let me know if it let me know y'all if it changed and y'all can see the disclaimer slide. Can you see it out there, Voss? Oh, it's still stuck on that same thing.
Yeah,
Still stuck on the cover slide.
I'm I see it, but I'm also reading through the StreamYard's website to see if I can find anything to help.
Sutex said it's still on the cover screen. Let me know if it changed now. Let me know if it changed now.
Yeah, you switched.
Or is it still on the cover? Huh?
You switched.
You can see it in you on YouTube.
You, I can see it from here. It might be a delay on YouTube.
Yeah. Let
Yeah,
me know y'all if it changed from off the cover. All right.
it now popped up on
Is it
you.
okay? All right. Before I start, I'm just gonna have to do it in this mode here because when I go to presentation mode from here, it's only showing a thing, and it's the same thing that happened when Sister Kaba was doing her presentation. And um, let me know if y'all can see it good. If y'all can see the slides good this way, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Yeah, it probably is the app T Gibbons. Like I said, this hopefully this will be the last time in my Zoom account. Be straight with the channel. Make it bigger. Can't read it. This shit here, man. All right, hold on. Let me see what I can do. That's gonna take away from my slide. That's too big. What about that, y'all? What that look like? I don't want it to get too big. It's gonna take away from the slide. I'm gonna have to keep sliding over to what's the name? What that look like? The font is small as hell, bro.
Give it a second, y'all, because it's a delay. Yeah, it's better now, Kofi. Don't change up too much from where you are. It looks like it's maybe a what 10-second delay,
Yeah.
but yeah, it. I seen it. I seen you transition.
Sutex said that's better. So y'all can see it. Y'all can see it, and that's good. I mean, like I said, I want it to be the best presentation I can do. I want people to be able to follow along. I want people to be able to read if they want to, follow along and read when I'm reading, look at it and be able to go back in the archives and pause it and look at the information and take notes if they need to take note from each slide if they need to. I don't need it to be small. If not, I'm just gonna have to trash this presentation and just wait to do it.
I told you, Kofi. You just have to go ahead and submit and become a Aboriginal StreamYard holder before it works right.
So y'all, we
But
good.
yeah, I think this will work for now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. Again, appreciate the delay. I will not be back in here doing no presentation. Let's go back to the front slide. Uh, this is Bumuntu. Bumuntu. We'll get into the word what Bumuntu means. But it's the presentation is called Bumuntu. What is a human being according to some African traditions? And again, family, share this to some people that you may, think this. That may be interested. in this information. I always use share it to people that may be interested in this information. Don't share it to those that you think they may not be interested or may value or even want to learn about any of this information, but share it to those you think that may be interested and may like, this presentation. But again, the presentation is called Bumuntu. What is a human being according to some African traditions? Always have to put a disclaimer out there before I get started. My disclaimer is I'm not a teacher, but merely a student sharing information. And that information provided is for the educational purpose only. And if you are in doubt, do the research and have it verified by someone qualified. I reserve the right to change the focus of this presentation to shut down, sell, or exchange. The terms of this terms are used at my own discretion. Our trademark, design rights, copyrights, residence names, mottos, logos, avatars, or signals, and marks used or cited by this website are the property of their respective owners. I reserve the right to add information as it comes available or adapt changes, improve information as it comes available in the future. Inputs wanted, changes, additions, deletions are encouraged. Everybody that my as I learn, we all learn. Another lesson is culture. So today we're going to get some African culture. This slide here is person humans. We're talking about persons and human beings. Let's see what different African ethnic groups considered a human being and a person. A person and a human being is the same thing according to a lot of different ethnic groups. So we're going to talk about a lot of different ethnic groups in Africa, specifically in East Africa, South Africa, uh, and West Africa. Um, I know here, we look at people and we say that's he's a human being, he's a Homo sapien, that's a person right there. But according to African traditions and African customs, um, it's certain criteria uh in order for you to be a human being, in order for the society to acknowledge you as a person, as society to acknowledge you as a human being. So we have person and we have human being. The definition: a being with life, a soul capable of conscious thoughts. General uses, philosophically associated qualities, attributed, dedicated by place, culture, belief, etc. Human, a member of the Homo sapiens species. Scientific, science variable like biological makeup and behavior. Science variables like biological makeup and behavior. You have person, you have human, you have philosophical uses. Again, definition is dedicated upon by belief, tradition, culture, etc. A person is a human, and a human is a person. A person is a human, and a human is a person. Scientific usage of human. The label is given to someone who possesses the quality based on biological makeup and other scientific attributes. A person is a human, a being with a life, soul, and capable of conscious thoughts. In other words, a person is sentient creation. And I'm giving these definitions and these things for a reason, because I want you to follow along with me as we continue to go along in this presentation. But first, I have to set up what a person and what a human being is according to philosophical uses and scientific use before we go any further into the presentation. This is why I'm doing this. A person is a human, a being with a life, soul, and a capability for conscious thought. In other words, a person is a sentient creature. Certain qualities make up entirely of a person, and these qualities are what makes them defined as such. These qualities varies with location, belief, and culture. Demographics, history, traditions, and many other things contribute to the variable that can allow an individual to be referred to as a person. Person is also used to describe a human being in a philosophical manner. A human is also a person. The word itself, however, is used in general reference to members of the Homo sapiens species categorized by bipedalism, an erect posture and complex brain that allows reasons and the ability to form societies. Humans can be said to be scientific. Humans can be said to be the scientific term to describe a human being. Muntu and Bumuntu. And again, this presentation is called Bumuntu. What is a human being and a person according to different African cultures? Again, Muntu, Kuntu, and Bumuntu are three fundamental concepts involved in the definition of a human being in the African context. So remember that Muntu, Kintu, and Bumuntu are three fundamental concepts involved in the definition of a human being. Uh, Bumuntu means the essentials of a personhood, their fundamental, authentic modes of being humane. Bumuntu stands for the context of Muntu, the moral character, the essence of genuine humanity. I'm going to read that again. Bumuntu stands for the context of a Muntu, the moral character, the essence of genuine humanity, and the essence of a deeply human being. This word is widespread in the Bantu language. Ubuntu, for instance, is the variable of Bumuntu in Southern Africa. In other African groups, one finds profound similarities to the Bantu paradigm. And again, we're going to touch with different uh, perspectives and contexts of different ethnic groups of what a human being and what a person is, or how a society recognizes you as a person and a human being. So we're going to be in East Africa, South Africa, and West Africa. All right. The Akan, Tabao, Abao, the paradigm of personhood, the Mentu slash Kintu. And again, remember there were three differences according to human beings: Muntu, Kintu, and Bumuntu. Now, personhood, the Muntu, Kintu paradigm of the Luba religion are visions of humanity. In Yoruba religion, all points to existence of a common African vision of personhood. In the Kilumba language, a human being, a man or woman, is referred to as Muntu. And Muntu is not an ethnic concept, but rather a generic term for every human being. It is found in closely related variants in other Bantu languages. The word Kintu refers to things of a human being. Now we're going to get into Kintu, Muntu, and Buntu before we go any further. The word Kintu refers to things of a human being who have lost their dignity. All over Africa, we find a clear distinction between genuine humans and bad ones. Thus, the fundamental essential question: what is a human being? So, again, the word Kintu refers to things and to human beings to have lost their dignity. All over Africa, we find this distinction between genuine humans and bad ones. Bumuntu. Again, let's go back. Let's ask the question: what is a human being? Bumuntu. We're going to get into what Bumuntu is. The notion conveys the fundamental African understanding of a genuine personhood or authentic humanity. Indeed in the Bumuntu that defines personal virtue, sacredness, or gentlemanliness. And again, when we're talking about good character, we're talking about being kind to one another, being gentle to one another, recognizing someone's existence, so many different things when we're dealing with character or we're dealing with good character. EY Riri. This Ubuntu is the feeling of humanity toward our fellow human being. The distinctive characteristics of Ubuntu is the feeling of humanity toward our fellow human being. As John Mbito points out so eloquently, a genuine human being does not define her or his humanity merely in Karstein, cognitive ego sum terms, whether he or she focus on those thoughts of goodness and compassion toward others. We have to have, and again, this goes into good character. And when we talk about African traditions and culture, or African spirituality, as one may encase it up on it. Again, a lot of people know I have issues with the word African spirituality, but African spirituality, the way of the ancestors, African traditional religion, African religion, whatever you may call it, we know that it is about cultivating character. It is about cultivating character, making you the best human as possible. And a lot of those come with a lot of different things. Again, it comes with being kind to one another, or recognizing someone's being gentle toward others, speaking eloquent toward others. So many different things that goes up under good character. Ubuntu is defined in terms as hospitality. Also, that is up under the husk of good character, hospitality. Bumuntu, it is defined in the term of hospitality and solidarity. I am because we are, and because we are, therefore I am. This is well translated in a daily greeting among the Shona people in Zimbabwe. For example, greetings go as follows. And before I go into this, I did a presentation where I talked about acknowledging someone's in existence when we go into East Africa. And I forgot the name of the group in East Africa that I covered. And we talked about the different greetings that they had amongst each other. The greetings, there was different greetings that you would greet someone that was older than you, someone that was younger than you, someone that you may have seen in passing. There was greetings at a certain time of the day. In the morning, you would do a certain type of greeting. In the evening, you would do a certain type of greeting. At nighttime, you would do a certain type of greeting. Well, at these different times, you would do certain types of greetings. And greeting was a form of good character. Greeting was also a form of hospitality, acknowledging someone's existence. Um, Letting them know that you see that they exist. And again, this is a great greeting here where I am because we are, and because we are, therefore I am. But for examples, greeting goes as following. Here is two brothers here, and I threw this up here. Good morning. Did you sleep well? Nadaro, Kana Mararo. I slept well. It is you. If you slept well, Mazaro C. How has your day been? Nizaro Kana Mazaru. My day has been good. If your day has been good. So this is one example here where two brothers are greeting one another. They are acknowledging they're passing each other, and they're acknowledging their existence. Brother, I see you. Brother, I see you. How are you doing? I'm well. How are you? So now they are seeing about each other's well-beings. You saying, and being considerate toward one another. This falls up under the husk of good character. And again, when you deal with African traditions and African cultures, it's deal with cultivating character, trying to get you to become the highest human or the highest humanitarian as possible. And I know a lot of us, again, and I talked about this in a few presentations, where we will not acknowledge someone that looks like us. We walk past people on a daily basis and does not acknowledge their existence. And in African culture, that is bad culture. That is Iwariri, not Iwariri, but Iwa Bururu. And that's bad character when you pass someone and you doesn't acknowledge their existence, doesn't, ask about their well-being or even be concerned about them on a day. A lot of times we used to head nod and give what up, bro, what up, sis, or whatever. Nowadays we just walk past each other because we're not concerned about anyone but ourselves. All right, such forms of greeting clearly examples the feeling of humanity towards others. Thus, the Bumuntu, as Bishop Desmond Tutu puts it, it is the feeling that my humanity is caught up in the extricable bound up in what is yours, or that a person is a person through other persons, as a proverb has it. In my word, yes, I am because we are. And I love that proverb. I am because we are. And a lot of us need to go back to that. And again, now it has become about self. Boss, you had something?
Yeah, I'm not a mod, so I can't drop any links. But that group you was talking about was the Karibi people of Tanzania.
Yes, right. It was the Karevi people of the Tanzania. Right. That was the presentation I did. Go back and check that presentation out. That was a nice presentation that I did. And it went into good character. Again, hospitality, gentleness, kindness, acknowledging someone's being, well-being, being considerate is good character. And again, African tradition and culture is about cultivating that character, becoming the highest humanity humanitarian as possible. My own words, yes. I am because we are, and because we are, therefore I am. A person is a person because of other people. That's right. Without the community, there is no individual, and without an individual, there is no community. I'm gonna read that again because that might have went over some people's head right there. In my words, yes, I am because we are, and because we are, therefore I am, which also means a person is a person because of other people. Without a community, there is no individual, and without an individual, there is no community. That's powerful. John M. Beatty notes that African views of a person can be summed up in this statement: I am because we are. And since we are, therefore I am. One obvious conclusion to be drawn from the dichotomy is that as far as Africans are concerned, the reality of a communal world takes precedence over the reality of individual life. I'm going to read that again. Africans are concerned, the reality of a communal world takes precedence over the reality of an individual life, and we have become an individualistic society. That's why we can walk past another brother and sister and don't speak. That's why we can walk past another brother and sister that may be home and walk past them. That ain't got nothing to do with it. That's why we can look and talk about our neighbors' kids and say that ain't our kids without going out there and getting them out of trouble, or talking some sense into them, or directing them, what I'm saying, in the right path. You know what I'm saying? We have become individual. And even when successful Negroes become successful and get money, they don't put anything back in the community or never come back. Or if they come back, they think giving a turkey to the community once a year, they done gave back, they done something, when the community is what, most of the times the community is what made them. The community supported them. You know what I'm saying? The community did whatever they had to do in order for this person to be successful later on in life. But he become an individual where, well, hey man, that ain't none of my business. I left that community. I ain't no longer over there. That don't concern me. I go back and show my face every now and then. They good with me shoving a turkey. You know what I'm saying? Getting them a turkey or buying a couple of bikes once a year and they good. But again, I'm gonna read that again. Africa concerns the reality of communion world takes precedence over the reality of individual life, history, whatever these may be. And this premises it means to apply not only ontology but also in regards to what is that word? Epistemic accessibility. It is rootness in the ongoing human community that his individual comes to see himself as a man. It is by first knowing this community as a stubborn perennial fact that the psychological world that the individual also comes to know himself as durable, more or less permanent facts of this world. A crucial distinction African views of man and the views of a man found in Western thought. The crucial distinction thus exists between the African views of a man and the views of a man found in Western thought. In the African views, it is that the community which defines the person as a person, not so isolated static qualities of rational will and memory. This brings us to the second point of contrast between two views of man, namely the procedural nature of being in African thought. The fact that a person becomes a person only after the process of incorporation. Without incorporation into the community, the individual are considered to be mere dangerous to whom the description person does not fully apply. For personhood, something which has to achieve and is not simply because one is born in human seed. Now, in Western thought, in Western perspective, in a Western outlook that a lot of us have, just because one is born and brung home and is in the neighborhood in the community, we see them as a person and we see them as a human being. We see our neighbor as a human being and as a person. But one has to achieve something in order to be a person or a human being in African thoughts or an African way of life. You have to meet some type of criteria, you have to achieve some type of quality in order for the community to recognize this person as a human being or as a person. And again, just to reiterate, when you talk about African spirituality, at the way of the ancestors, African traditional religion, African religion, African culture, African tradition, whatever you may call it, it is about cultivating character, good character. So you have to achieve certain things in order to be recognized. And if this was the concept and the outlook that we have in this so-called conscious community, social media community, there will be a lot of people we will consider not human beings and not persons. And we consider that now, even with me not even having to go through and do this presentation. We can just go to some of the channels and see how they act like pure beasts, act like low level animals in the wild. This is perhaps the burden of the distinction which Plessy Temple's native informants saw fit into emphasizing to him, i.e., distinction between Mutu and Mutupu, a man of middling importance, Muntu Muku Umpu, a powerful man, a man with a great deal of force, because the word Mutu includes an ideal of excellence, of plenitudes of force and maturity, which I don't see a lot of it in this community, and express ki mutu pu, which translate as this as not a man, to may be used as reference to human beings. Thus, it is not enough to have before us a biological organism with whatever remedy psychological characters are such as to it. We must also conceive of this organism as a ongoing through a long process of social and ritual transformation until it obtains full complements of excellency. Muntu Butu is what it is called. Complete excellency, seen as truly definite of a man. And during this long process of obtaining, the community plays a vital role as a catalyst in prescribing of his norms, of norms. And it's just basically talking about the community help this organism go through the process. And again, like I said, it's talking about cultivating character, teaching it, achieving the thing. That's why they go through these certain rites of passages and learn certain things through these rites of passages. And they have to pass these rites of passages or meet these suitable proficiencies before they can go any further. So, in a lot of these rites of passages, it is about cultivating good character because some of these individuals want to be elders one day, and you cannot in African culture be elders. I know we throw this term a lot around. I mean, throw this term out a lot. Um, throw this term out a lot. Elders, you know what I'm saying? This is my elders, and we say that because of one may be older than us, but in an African way of life or the African perspective for the African worldview, you have to earn to be an elder. It's things that you have to go through to be an elder. It's things that you have to exhibit in the society to be the elder. There were things that you have to learn in order to be an elder. There were things that you have to demonstrate in order to be an elder. So I know in this social media community, we say this is our elder and we throw this out. The great elder is sitting at the feet of the great elder. This is my elder, blase, blase. But you have to do certain things in order to be considered an elder. And a lot of people in African got, got some.
Yeah, if you don't mind, can I read this? It won't take too long.
Go
It
ahead.
is it is here where great thinkers of our past and present teach us beings that the human being is a social being who exists for the group, not for themselves. While the individualistic personality is needed, it also becomes dangerous for when a group, culture, or individual within a society is faced with issues, each individualistic perspective of how to maximize solutions to solve those issues are needed, demonstrating the dependency between individuals and a society or group. More importantly, helping establish a difference between good and bad character. This can be seen when an individual solves the issue of a group. An example, good character, or those who
Kobe, you're
create
not sharing
issues
your whole
for a
screen.
group. An example, bad character. The Orisha reveals all sides of life to us, and we are taught to honor and embrace the contrasting, sometimes opposing facets of being, things, or situations. Our Yoruba tradition recognizes the value of the middle road, the importance of staying balanced between life's extremes. Our teachings say that the clearest, most favorable route through life's rocky terrain is the road of coolness. It is called Oro Tutu, cool headedness, the path that
Ore
is neither
tutu.
too hot or too cold. That paragraph can be found in Kofi's article, Does the Conscious Community Have Good Character? I just wanted to throw
Mm,
that out there.
yeah, good one, good one, good one. Y'all can go to Kofi Paisai, written compositions.org.wordpress to get that full article. He just read something from the article that I did. Um, Let me know on my screen back sharing. I got Sean back in. Tell Sutek I see him at the bottom, but the only way he's allowed to come in, he has to do something with um, his camera and his mic. He had to unable his camera and his mic in order for me to add him to the thing. I see it down there, but it won't let me add him to the panel until he do that. Y'all let me know if my screen is back sharing again. My screen back sharing, y'all. I'm talking to the people in the chat. I know I got a delay, man. I don't like this neither with this delay. Let me know if I'm sharing. I go further. I go into the next slide once the screen is back showing. Because I unshared it to add Sean to the
I had I had to step away. I see your screen sharing. I don't know if you meant by you got something else up or not, though.
no,
I
no,
had
no,
to.
no, no, no. I'm back on. I just want to make sure it's sharing again and my slide back up before I go back into it. I stopped sharing when I added Sean to the panel.
Okay. I think the bottom words I see is the excellence amplified by the term.
Oh, she's
Would
saying
be the
yes.
okay.
Yeah. hmm All right. It is light above observation. I think it would be accurate to say that Western conceptions of a man goes for what might be described as a minimal definition of a person. Whoever has a soul, rationality, or will or memory is seen as entitled to the description person. The African view reaches instead for what might be described as a maximum definition of a person. As far as African societies are concerned, personhood is something at which individuals could fail, at which they could be contempt or ineffective, better or worse. Hence, the African emphasized the ritual of incorporation of the overarching necessities of learning the social rules by which the community lives, so that what was initially biological given can come to obtain social selfhood, i.e., become a person with all of the inbuilt excellence implied by the terms. And again, Western perspective, may say you because you have a soul, you can rationale things, you have a will, you have memory, and etc. This is what makes you a person or a human being, or one gives birth and brings him home. Then the neighborhood may consider this person to be a human or a person. But according to African African perspectives and their outlook, you have to achieve or you have to exemplify certain things. You have to go through certain things in order to be recognized in the community as a person or a human being. You said something? Oh. As far as society, personhood is something at which an individual could fail, at which they could be competent or effective, better or worse. Hence, the African emphasized the rituals of incorporated and uh, overarching necessities, learning the social rules by which the community lives. I just read that on the last slide. As simply giving at the very beginning of one's life, but is obtained after one is well along in the society. I'm gonna read it again. That full personhood is not perceived as simple given at the very beginning of one's life, but is obtained after one is well along in society. Indicates straight away that the older an individual gets, the more of a person he becomes. As an Igbo proverb has it, what an old man sees sitting down, a young man cannot see standing up. The proverb applies, it must be added, not just to the increments growth of wisdom as one's age, it also applies to the ingatherings of other excellencies considered to be definitive of full personhood. What we have there is both a claim that the qualities different exist between old and young, and the claim that some sort of ontology progressive exists between emphasis and ripening old age. he does not just take an addition feature, one also undergoes fundamental changes at the very core of one's being. So one is not a full person yet. He has to, again, he does not become a person at the beginning of his life. He has to attain and go through something, certain things, meet certain type of criteria, in order to be recognized as a person or a human society. And as we get further into the person presentation, you know what I'm saying, things that you do, things that you exhibit that will, where your society, tribe, or clan will not recognize you as a human being and a person. The Muntu wa Bumuntu is the Muntu wa Bumuntu, a generous person, one who feels that the joy and pain of others are also her and her own joy and pain. There are his humanity is humiliated and distinguished whenever other people's are dehumanized. A person with Ubuntu does not feel threatened that others are good or successful. She or he celebrates cooperative over competition. And we have got away from that in the community, in our own community, in our own neighborhoods, and even in what this community that in 2012 I thought was a great community to be a part of, which was this conscious community slash social media community, you know. And we, again, we, if my sister, and it's just this just the African way, you know what I'm saying? If one person is feeling a certain type of way of hurt, then everybody is hurt. So everybody is trying to come up and find a way to heal this person so we all can feel better about ourselves. Or if one may succeed and gain something, then we all are trying to help others to succeed and gain success as well. But as time has went on, as we begin to see other people succeed, gain success, then we began to hate on them. We began to throw dirt on their name. We began to ostracize them. You know what I'm saying? We began to do all types of things because we come jealous of that person, this a success, and we began to try to humiliate this person, dehumanize this person in any way as possible because we're jealous of that type of individual, and we won't celebrate their accomplishment. Now, any of my brothers and my sisters that I may see that may gain some type of good success, I'm going to celebrate that. I am happy for them for doing that. I just hope that they're able to pass down that information, that gain that they have, that they was able to get and able to apply, uh, you know what I'm saying, to make their life better, grant them success, grant them wealth, grant them popularity, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of us, we likes to pull each other down. We like to backbite and talk about each other to pull each other down. The Muntu is then the good character that believes in the universal bond of sharing the connect of all humanity. It is the ontology authentics that governs the African quest for well-being and the African celebrations of humanity of other fellow humans. So solidarity is not a superficial condenses. It stems from the understanding of the true origin of humanity as defined as African cosmologies. It is in virtue of this transit origin that true nature of human beings consists in good character. I'm gonna read that again. It is in virtue of this transit origin that a true nature of a human being consists of good character. I'm gonna stop there for a minute. Let's just think about that for a minute. Now, again, To reiterate for the thousandth time, African way of life, African culture, African tradition, African traditional religion, African spirituality, the way of the ancestors, whatever you call it, their traditions and culture is about cultivating good character. Cultivating good character. So again, there are certain things in the society that one will learn in order to cultivate good character, to bring out that highest humanity in a person. And again, character comes with acknowledging someone's existence, hospitality, concern about one another, uh, concern about someone's well-being, someone's health. Um, all of this is combined in good character, treating someone like you would want to be treated. And a lot of this we don't see in the community. Again, a lot of these people in the conscious community, according to African traditions, will be wouldn't even be considered to be a human being or a person because of the bad character that they display on a daily basis. But I know we love it. We eat it up. We will eat it up. If I go live later on and I put something derogatory about somebody else and their family on here, I'm gonna have 1,000. I'm gonna have 100 people watching the live stream because it's something negative. I'm going to be demonstrating bad character. I'm going to be talking about somebody so they trying to hurry up and be entertained and laugh about me assassinating someone else's character, me dehumanizing somebody else's character, me humiliating someone else's character. We got to get better, y'all. Which again, it is intrinsic attributed of Bumuntu. Thus, in many regions of African people make a distinction between two kinds of human beings. So now we have to start to do this. We have to make a distinction. Those without Bumuntu, who are regarded as non-human, and those with Bumuntu, who are appreciated as a genuine human being. And I know a lot of people in this so-called conscious community, social media community, I would consider not non-human because of the bad character that they display on a daily. They enjoy humiliating, dehumanizing, and talking about others. So we have to make a distinction here too. We have to make a distinction between those two. And again, the distinction, those without Bumuntu, who are regarded as non-human, and those with Bumuntu, who are appreciated and genuine human beings. The Baluba maintains that, just like the Yoruba and the Akan, good character is the essence of the religion. And again, according to African traditional religions, African way of life, African spirituality, the way of the ancestors, African traditions, African culture, African customs, it is about cultivating good character. One of the characteristics of African concepts of a person is distinctions made between the Baluba. The Baluba are the people in the Congo in Central Africa. So I gave you, we're talking about the good character according to the Akan, in West Africa, according to the Yoruba in West Africa, and according to the Baluba in Central Africa, human beings and a person. The fundamental characteristics of the African concept for the person is a distinction made between what the Baluba call Muntu wa Bain, the true human being, and Muntu wa Betupu, an empty shell or non-person. Muntu wa Bain, the true human being, and Muntu wa Betupu, an empty shell or non-person. And a Muntu wa Bitupu is basically an individual who has bad character, basically. To the question, what is a human being? Lupa religion responds by establishing first a distinction between two characters. Muntu, a genuine human being, and Kintu, a thing. According to Luba cosmology, every human being exists as a pendulum between two categories of being. Let's go and see what those two categories of beings are according to the Baluba people that are in Central Africa. This is table one, the two characteristics of beings according to the Luba cosmology. Mu Nutu and Ki Nutu, or Mutu and Kintu. Someone has something? I see
Yeah,
this mic is up.
it was me. I was gonna say maybe you want to start giving a little disclaimer when you transition slides. That way, it lets the audience catch up on the slides, because it's still that 5-10 second delay. Because you might run through one
Oh,
and you get where I'm going. By
yeah.
the time they see what you was
I,
talking about, you already on the next slide.
all right, I'll slow down and y'all let me know now if I'm going too fast. And again, like I said, with this here, I don't like this streaming service here. But today we had to use it because we're having technical difficulties with the Zoom account today to go live, and here it has a bad delay, and I'm moving too fast, so I'm gonna have to slow it down. But did y'all get the last slide? I'm quite sure they did, but did y'all
Yeah,
get the last slide?
you doing an excellent job. I just for the audience sake, you know me, I'm trying to keep a balance. I didn't want to stop the flow by any means, but just so they can keep up and keep notes if they need to, because you're bringing out a lot of key points.
Okay. But again, let's go to the characteristics of beings according to the Luba people in Central Africa. And yeah, Sister Juju, peace, Sister Juju. This is the best I can able to do on here. If I go into the presentation mode on this streaming, it will only show just the cover of the PowerPoint. It won't go through the slides like it did when Sister Copper presented her nice presentation that she did. When she was presenting her information, she was going to each slide and didn't know that the slides was not, and she was in presenter mode, and she did not know that um, it wasn't going to the next slide in the presenter mode. So I can't have it in the presenter mode. I have to have it in this mode. And the only thing I was able to do is blow it up as big as I could as possible, so I could go ahead and do the presentation. But we working with it. Hopefully, and again, my apologies. Hopefully, I won't be back on this thing anymore. But the two characteristics of beings according to the Luba cosmology, and again, we're gonna go back one slide, and then we'll go back into the chart that I made. And I'll wait a minute to make sure that it went back to that slide so we can see before we go into it. So now we can make those distinctions when we on other people platforms. We can make the distinction. Aha, this brother here will be considered just a empty shell. He was a non-person, a non-human being, according to the characteristics or what he may be exhibiting at this particular time or all the time. Most of these individuals exhibit this bad character all the time. But okay, here, and I'll just read the slide again. One fundamental characteristic of African concepts of the person is a distinction made between what the Baluba call Muntu wa buying, a true human being. So if you come past a true human being, that meets that exhibits good character, and exhibit good character at all times, you can say that he is a Muntu wa buying, and a Muntu wa Batupu is an empty shell or a non-person or a non-human being. And these are individuals who exhibit bad character. To the question, what is a human being? The Luba religion responds by establishing first a distinction between two characters. So they always make a distinction between two groups of people. Muntu, a genuine human being, and Kuntu, a thing according to Luba cosmology, a kintu is basically someone who has lost his dignity, who has become shame of the actions that he has committed. Kintu. So we may do something and may be ashamed of it. Our actions may not reflect who we really are at this particular time as we get out of character. But as my brother uh uh Vasa read from the article, and again, you can go get that about the conscious community, a great article. I think everybody need to read about the conscious community. He read something from the article that I witnessed, and he mentioned orituto. I just mentioned getting out of character. Sometimes we get out of character and we may snap off on somebody or do something that we may regret down the line, you know, and we have to have oritutu. And oritutu is cool headedness. We have to have a we have to have a cool head at all time. We can't let anyone take us out of character, take us out of who we are, you know, something, or make us do something or say something that we may regret or may be shameful of later on, or may shame our family or our community or our neighborhood because of the action that we may have done. Um, but according to the Luba cosmology, every human being exists in the plenum of two characters of being. Let me get a minute with the slide so we can go into the two characteristics, Muntu and Kintu. I'll give it just a second. Again, it has this bad delay. And I say this stream is not a good one for presentations at all. It's good to, to talk and maybe interview, but other thing I don't see. Yeah, is it has it changed or it's still on the old slide?
Yeah, go Kofi.
All right. Table one, the two characters of being according to the Luba cosmology, Munutu, Kinutu. Characters, categories of good morality and intelligence. Category of bad morality and stupidity. Minutu or Muntu, categories of good morality and intelligence. Kintu, categories of bad morality and stupidity. Muntu, good, respectable person. Tata, good father. Mama, good mother. Mulume, mulapui, good king. This is up under the category of good morality and intelligence. Bad morality and stupidity. This is kintu, someone who does not deserve respect. And there's a lot of them I do not respect to this community. I don't care how y'all feel about it. Y'all love them to death. I don't respect them at all. Ka ta ta, and they may not respect me, but that's cool too. Ka tata, bad father. Ka mama, bad mother. Ka lume, abusive husband. Ka lupwi, tyrant, stupid king. These are categories, and a lot of us, I hope, don't fall in this category as being bad mothers or bad fathers or abusive husband or an abusive wife or abusive mother, or abusive father, or some type of tyrant, or some type of stupid person. As the table shows, a human being can lose her or his humanness and shift to the category of things or animal state. And again, when we look at a lot of these things, and I'm not trying to attack anyone, I'm just trying to give you a clear distinction, because when you come to certain platforms, certain platforms, you're going to get this certain type of example. When you come to certain, when you go to this platform, you're going to get the wildness, the outlandish talk. You're going to get people acting like barbarians, acting like animals, where they're cussing each other out, cussing the people out in the chat, the host cussing the people out in the chat. People are always being cut off, talking about your family, insulting your family, dehumanizing another person. You know, when you go to certain platforms, this is what you're gonna get. Then when you come over here to certain platforms, um, other certain platforms, you know, you're gonna get kindness, you're gonna get gentleness, you're gonna get hospitality, you're gonna get concern, you're gonna get less profanity. You're not going to get where people are constantly attacking and dehumanizing other individuals. So a lot of other platforms we do act in an animal state. But again, like I said, it's entertaining, and nowadays in this community, it's more about entertainment than education. We also did a thing on that if y'all want to check that out on Kofi Pipeside TV, where we go into education and entertainment. You know, is entertainment more important than education? So we did a whole show on that. So go check that out. But it has entertainment has become more uh entertainment has come is more important now than education. We see that a lot in the YouTube world. To be Nutu state of being. The distinction is not limited to the Bantu Luba worldview, but is found in many other regions. Indeed, although it is not possible here to explore the worldview of all ethnic groups, it appears nonetheless rather clear that from West Africa to South Africa, there is a widespread belief that people of bad character is not truly human. From West Africa to South Africa, there is a widespread belief that people of bad character are not truly human. Yoruba say ki si iya. He or she is not a person. In South Africa, we find the expression gasi moto. And the Baluba people, Central Africa, say yao ki mutu. He is not called mufu in Gaga. She is a dead body walking. Among the Yoruba concept of personhood is expressed through the terms iya. The Yoruba makes a distinction between Iyan as ordinary means of human beings as Iyan as normative qualities of a genuine person being exactly as the Baluba distinction as Muntu, a person with good character, from Kintu, a thing. So they'll call you a thing, but again, Kintu is uh, who has been someone who has become humiliated or shameful for some of the bad characteristics that one has exhibited or has shamed one's family, friend, community, or society, and now is known as kintu, a thing and not a person, or a empty shell. None. Or wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because I forgot. I don't. I need to slow down. I forgot. Appreciate the family for bearing with me. I'm almost done too. Appreciate y'all for bearing with me. Trying to wait
Oh,
to the next slide.
there you go,
Go ahead.
Kofi. There, there you go. It's
Okay.
loaded up.
All right. The Baluba, as for many other Africans, to be it is to be ethnical. The Baluba, as for many other Africans, to be is to be ethnical. This implies not only the capacity and to distinction good from evil, but the ability to choose to do good. Read that again because I know that done went over some people's head. This implies not only to distinguish good from evil, but the ability to choose to do good. An unethical person is Muntu wa Bumvu, a man of shame. And Muntu Bituhu, a zero person. In the Kiluba language, ethics is conveyed through expressions such as M Wakadalu Muyapi, a good way of being in the world. And me, Wadalu Wayapi, a good way of walking on the road of life. The African religion anthropology maintains that a human being can increase or lose her or his humanness. The quality of human being does not stem from her or his gender, nor her or his ancestors, but rather from their personal behavior. Hence, the centrality of ethics in the African religion. In Africa, to be a human being is a project of to be fulfilled by each individual. Being a human being is an ongoing process. So we have to continue to work at it. Birth alone does not define humanity. One has to become a real Muntu. One has to become a real Muntu. One becomes more fully human through one's way of life by behaving more ethnical. You know, being more ethnical is boring. It's not entertaining. I know. Yeah, it's the team over here. To be boring. Them guys, they're intellectual. They're smart, but they're boring. They're boring. They're boring. They're not talking about anybody. They're not cussing. They're not dehumanizing anyone. They're not showing crazy things. They're not being over the top. They're not being outlandish. These guys are intelligent, but they're boring. We want to see some bad behavior. We love that. We want to see some evilness. We don't want good. We want the bad stuff. That's what we love.
Echo.
Okay, I see the other one. Go ahead.
I'm I'm gonna send you a picture to your inbox, and come back to the statements you just made about the boring character and entertaining and all that. I got a rebuttal for that. The short and sweet.
All right. All right. This ethnical Wiwaku Kaduli is based on clear distinction between the notions booby, evil, the notion of booyah, goodness, righteousness, purity, moral behavior. And this sounds like uh Iwariri. This sounds like Ma'at. And I know a lot of people we always talk about Ma'at, you know, and we never demonstrate, especially a lot of the people that gravitate toward the Kimatu culture, you know, they always talk about my art, but I never see my art. I never see kindness. I never see goodness. I never see righteousness. I never see it a lot, man. I just see the buffoonery. This criteria is distinction. It is the aptitude toward human life. Everything, word, thought, and action that threatens, destroys, and belittles humans' life booming. The human dignity, Buluma, is considered evil. Luba religions identify four main modes of behavior through thought, speech, eyes, and actions. And I can say it all day. I can say I'm a good person all day. I can tell you, I'm speaking, I'm good. I'm good. I'm telling y'all, I'm good. But if my thoughts and my actions is not lined up with my speech, you it ain't right. It ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. If I'm telling you I respect my woman or I respect women in general, and I tell you this constantly over and over, but then you see me on the streets, and every time you see me on the streets, I'm snatching up my fiance, I'm cussing out my mama, I'm calling every woman that I come in contact with a bitch. Something ain't right there. Everything, my thoughts, my actions, and my speeches ain't it's not lined up. I'm contradictory somewhere. Table two, Luba, four main modes of behavior. The four main modes of behavior. Booyah, goodness. M. Wakadulu Muyapi. And Bube, evil, what we talked about on the last slide as well. M. Wakadule Mubi. So Booyah, which is goodness, is the Mutu character, good human. Musima Muyapi, good heart. Ludume Luyape, good speech. Disco Diyape, good eye. Be Bilongwa Biyape, good deeds. And some of us have a good heart. Some of us have good speech. Some of us have good eyes. Some of us have, and demonstrate good deeds. Our actions demonstrate good deeds. Here, evil, bupe, the kintu category thing. Masima mube, evil thoughts. Ludume lupe, evil speech. De soto dibe, evil eye. Belongwe bibe, evil actions. And again, this side here, bupe, muyape, m wakadule mube is more popular. It's more popular than booyah goodness. It's more popular. We gravitate more to this side or this category of person, which is considered kintu, or considered to be non-human, considered to be an empty shell, or according to the Luba people, a dead person walking. We love that individual here, the non-person, the empty shell, one who can exhibit bad character, one who speaks ill of others, one who does evil deeds or bad deeds. We gravitate because that is, again, more entertaining. But according to African cultures and tradition, that person wouldn't even be a person. Why I'm saying person, it will be a thing. And I'm gonna start calling some of these people things. So when you start saying, well, that person said, I'm gonna say, no, that's a thing. That's a thing. It's kintu over there. That's a thing. That's a thing. Mutu pawa. That's what I'm gonna start calling. Someone who exhibit bad character. Someone's, exhibits evil thoughts, evil speech, has the evil eye, evil action. One that loves devalue other people to make themselves feel better. The violation of human rights occur in various modes. One can violate the right of another through evil thoughts and evil speech. In Africa, the whole conception of witchcraft is based on the belief that Masimo Mupe, evil heart or evil thought, the Ludume Lupe, evil tongue or evil speak, produces death and constitute a threat to human dignity. On the concrete issues of ethics, Luba religion has a long list of taboos that is forbidden behavior that consider harmful to human dignity or life. And I'll let this thing catch up. And I should have slowed down when I went to that slide there, but I'll slow down here and we'll go into some of the ethnic characteristics. We'll talk a little bit more about Booyah, which is goodness, and we'll talk about the characteristics of a good heart, which is Masima Muyape, and we'll go a little bit more in Bupe, evil vices, the characteristics of Masima Mube, which is evil heart, good heart, evil heart. We'll see the distinction between those. All right, I see it showing up. You have again booyah, which is goodness, and I know I used to use that word booyah. So now we, so now we know booyah, and the Lupe people, which is in Central Africa, their language booyah means goodness. You know, but anyway, booyah, goodness, the virtues, the characteristics of Musima Muyape, which is good heart. Musume Muyape, good heart. So let's go down the list of that. What is a good heart? Luce, compassion. This is also up under good character. Buswe, love is up under good character. And again, compassion for one another. Brother, how you doing? I'm doing all right. How you doing? I'm doing all right. How you doing, sister? Okay, you doing how you do? I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. You're concerned about someone else. You're compassionate about someone else. Love. That's also showing love. When you're acknowledging someone else's existence, being respectful toward one another, which goes into number 3, bulumbe, dignity, respect, and integrity, which goes up under good character. And I talked about all of these, not in the Lupe language, but we talked about dignity, respect, integrity, love, compassion, hospitality, kindness, gentleness. We talked about all these words, which when you talk about these words, you're talking about good character. So I did a presentation called Good Character, which is called, which I did called Iwa Pele. So I did a thing about Iwa Pele. So we talked about good character and what is good character. So, and again, the Lupa is falling right in line with what the Yoruba people in West Africa, what I'm saying, consider to be good character. And these people here are in Central Africa. The Buluke, righteousness. Bubume, truth, integrity, and honesty. Truth, integrity, and honesty. Boom, uh, Buntu, generosity. Kanye, sensitive heart. Buyuke, Nga, wisdom, intelligence. Butalala, peacefulness. Buwashi, help. And some of us ain't gonna help no damn body. You, ooh, I was, oh man, I was gonna say something, man. I will be quiet on that because they'll know exactly who I'm talking about if I say it. But anyway, Butu Dale hospitality. Buwahale Abo Bulohwe. And excuse me, some of the pronunciation of these words may not be correct. So bear with me with the pronunciation of the words, but I'm giving you what the meaning of the word means. Freedom, auto termination, being one's king, nobility. So these are a list of what they call musume muyape, a person who has a good heart. Now let's go over here to the entertaining part. That's boring over there. I mean, I love that person here. A person that has a good heart. I love this person over here. But I know we don't. Man, that's boring. He's a lame. We'll say that person a lame. That person a lame. That man a lame. He ain't cool. I ain't finna hang around him. Let me go over here. So let's go to Bupe, evil. The characteristics of Musime Mube, an evil-hearted person. This person here, man, we love this person here. Well, I'm speak for y'all self. I don't. Mushuke wa, haterite. Boucher, witchcraft, sorcery, killing. Muwuve, robber. And we got a lot of robbers in the so-called conscious community. And for the likes of me, y'all, I don't get it. We know a lot of people in the conscious community, social media community is robbing the mess out of folks. And man, they got receipts after receipts after receipts after receipts after receipts on some of these people. Man, and for the likes of me, I don't understand. They still get all the views. Y'all still sending money to these people, and they don't ain't robbing the mess out you, man. I don't understand it. Y'all still support. I don't understand it. You robbed me one time. It's a dud. I ain't supporting you. I ain't supporting you. I ain't bigging you up. I ain't directing nobody to your channel. I'm not directing nobody to buy your products. Your books. Whatever you got your merchandise. I'm not fooling with you. You got somebody got their mic open. I don't think
Yeah,
when
and this it that sentiment needs to go beyond just the quote unquote conscious community, especially through media streams. We really have to attack the ideology of I can't hate him because he getting his money. I can't knock him because he getting his money. You cannot respect or salute someone in your community for acquiring wealth if they destroying the community at the same time. even when they try to do charitable deeds at that point. You cannot rob $1,000 from Sheila to give $20 to Rachel and proclaim you did a good deed. We really have to readdress the way we're looking at things. I was just, throwing that in to fill some time. But carry on, Kofi.
Yeah, and that's crazy to me. And then when these individuals in the conscious community get this certain type of success, we overlook how he got it by robbing the people, but we so fascinated with what he have acquired. You know what I'm saying? And, oh, he getting to the bag or she getting to the bag. Oh, he got on such and such, such and such. He riding in such and such and such and such. Man, we so fascinated by what they have acquired. You know what I'm saying? And not holding them accountable by what they are doing. And that's one thing I don't get in the conscious community is you can run wild. The conscious community don't have any rules. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a moral person. You don't have to have any type of ignorance. You don't have to have no type of guideline um in the conscious community. You could just run wild and do whatever the hell you want to do, and you won't be held accountable for it. You will not be held accountable for it, man. It's
And
just
one
crazy.
one more one more scapegoat. Stop the ideology of teaching, oh, if you a good person, if you kind hearted, people are gonna walk all over you. No, if you are good hearted, if you a kind person, if you grow into your humanity with a soul like that, you can distinguish immediately the characters you need to walk away from. And that is the ultimate preventative method of becoming a victim of being walked over. Because you yourself will know, you can feel it. You know when you're in these bad situations. But
Hmm.
the ideology of, I don't want to stray away from Africa, but the ideology that we've all come to encompass due to outside influences, we become individualistic, as you said. We become driven for material gain. We don't, as the presentation is based on humanity. Even in our intelligence, we see these conversations of science and we taking away the spirituality of things and the value of life. Now we just here as living organisms, but you're not paying attention to the fact that this ain't no science experiment that you get to start over once your life is over. So while you here, appreciate the fact that you do get to exist. And because of that awareness, you become responsible from that point on. You become responsible of maintaining your life, your humanity. And with that, you have to be aware that that has to be reciprocated. You can't have this ideology that I want to hurt another. I want to steal from another, kill another. Don't get me wrong, if you got to protect yourself in that moment, by all means, protect yourself. But just look at what's going on. We got little kids in the past 3 weeks in Oklahoma. We've had three shutdowns from kids threatening to shoot up the schools. This is where we headed. This is
Yeah.
where we headed, and this is what's glorified. And just think about that.
Yeah.
And it's coming from these little statements we make. When you get on Facebook and you see all these comments about relationships not working, let me make this clear to everybody. Stop saying love don't exist and that you can't trust one another. It is human nature to want to be loved and want to be trusted. Even criminals want to be trusted and loved. That is human nature. We have to stop saying that. We have to start creating cold hearts in the children. You have to start by what you say. I don't want to get too long winded, Kofi. These are the type of conversations I love, the psychology and philosophies. But
Mm.
carry on,
Oh,
because
yeah, you
to.
good. You good. You
I don't
hitting
want to
on the nail
overstep
too.
anything.
Yeah, you hitting on the nail. But let's continue. Banzazagi, hypocrite, uh, hypocrisy, boo, bella, lie, and it's boo. Let me just move on. Lie, inwinu, selfishness, selfishness, boo sisiki, fornication, boo limba, bakan, Buvilla, stupidity. Bulo, bo, bukala, ala, bala, violence. Nintendo, discrimination. Li waso, malaki, absent of control of one desires and sentiments. Kabingo, insolence. So these are the two categories of a person that has a good heart and those who have an evil heart. The ethnic schemes is not limited to the Bula, Baluba. We are here to remind that Iwa, which is character in the Yoruba language, in the Yoruba religion, among the Yoruba, the word Iwa means both existence and character. So Iwa not only means character, but it means existence. In order to have good character, also, one must acknowledge someone else's existence. This is why a true being is a being with good character, Iwa Riwi, or gentle character, Iwa Pele. It is crucial to understand that for the Yoruba, each person is responsible for the growth of her or his moral character, as it is stated the following. And also, let me go back. This is why the true being is a being with good character. You always hear me start off and I'll say Fatmo, um, Lafayette. So I'm saying bring forth peace. And then you might hear me say EY, Fatmu EY Pile, bring forth, and I will say good character EY Pile. Now, just over the years, me still learning because everyone knows that I love the Yoruba culture. I've done numerous presentations on the Yoruba presentation. I did an interview a while back about Yoruba culture, and I kind of bagged away from the Yoruba culture because of the lot of mixing in the maxim when we deal with Palo and we deal with Santeria and Shango Baptist, um, and a few others that has been mixed and matched in with the traditional culture of Yoruba. Um, so I've been trying to, get that right. But Iwa Riri is good character. And I'm not the only one. Everyone says good character is Iwa Pele. Even Brother Ben, which has dug deep, deep, deep into the language, he was breaking it down and explaining to me a while back here. So that's why you hear me say Fatmu Iwa Riri. Now Iwa Pele is gentle character, and what's so crazy, I even this slide was almost the exact slide I did with my Iwa Pele presentation on good character, but Iwa Riri. So if a lot of people know I say Iwa Riri now, Iwa Riri is good character, and Iwa Pele is gentle character. It is okay. But just moving on along, just wanted to clear that up. It is a crucial to understand that for the Yoruba, each person is responsible for the growth of her or his moral character, as it is stated in the following proverb: Iwa Riri, Isolo Iyan. Good character, good existence is the abnorm, adornment of a human being. It says good character, good existence is the adornment of human being. The Ifa corpus, and again, we're still talking about Yoruba, the Yoruba people, way of life, Ifa. The Ifa corpus is even more explicit. Owo ara ini la afi e tuwa ari ini si. And again, excuse me if I'm not pronouncing the words right, because I know some people may take offense to me not pronouncing words right. Each individual must use their own hands to improve their own character. This concept of free will and personal responsibility finds an interest echo in the Luba proverb Vayi wa kuha buya nobe wa muk wa shaku. God gave you beauty and goodness, but you must help her, or him, meaning God will not do everything for you. This notion of personal responsibility shows the traditional ethnic was not about following customs blindly. It also shows that the notion of God has the foundation of morality found, the foundation of morality, and I talk about this a little bit in the Iwa Pele presentation of good character when I talk about Odemare and Oleron, which are one and the same. Some Odus distinguish them, one as being the creator and one being uh, um, the divine. But according to one of the Odus, good character is is Odemare. Good character is the divine or the supreme being or the creator. The foundation of morality does not rule out self-improvement. It attempts to define personhood. The Yoruba tradition wisdom explicit states, tell me, Iwa is the one I am looking for. A man may be very, very handsome, handsome as a fish with the water, but if he has no character, he has no more than a wooden dog. Iwa is the one I am looking for. If you have money, but if you do not have good character, the money belongs to someone else. Iwa is the one we are searching for. If one has children, but if one lacks good character, the children belongs to someone else. Iwa is the one we are searching for. If one has a house, but if one lacks good character, Iwa is are what we are searching for. If one has clothes, but one lacks good character, the clothes belongs to someone else. EY is what we are looking for. All good, all the good things of life that a man has, if he lacks good character, they belong to someone else. EY, what we are searching for. Each individual must use their own hands to improve their own character. Anger does not produce a good result for any man. This is why we have to have ori tutu. We have to have a cool head, a cool headness. We have to not let anyone take us out of character, which may result us to being kintu, a thing, or humiliating ourselves or our family, or shaming ourselves or our family, and we repeating the thing where now we're being recognized as just a dead person walking, or a empty shell, or a non-person, or not recognized as a human being to our community, our society, our neighbors, or whatever the case may be. It is honest which I have in me. I do not have any wickedness. EY listen. Good character is the essence of religion. Now, good character is the essence of the ATRs, the African traditional religions, or the African way of life, or African spirituality, African customs, cultures, and traditions. Again, it's about cultivating good character. It is the essence in the culture. Power, you know what I'm saying? I'm African this, I'm African that, but don't exhibit it in no form of fashion. Because if they did, they understand that the foundation of the traditions is embedded in good culture. It's about being kind to one another, gentle to one another, having compassion for one another, hospitality, loving one another. A similar vision of ethnics is found among the Akan in Ghana. Like the Yoruba, the Akan have a sophisticated ethnic system that has been well articulated by Kwame G. Kiye. among others. This system is based on three basic concepts: Suppan, which you heard me speak on before when we did a presentation on good character. Actually, we did um, a whole, well, three parts. It may be three or four parts on Kofi Pieside TV. So go check that out. We had a discussion. It was a discussion slash uh, presentation on the parts of me, Vasa Nicolo Gullah, uh, Satepira Miriaman, um, any Haret Sean Cal Funny. Go ahead.
Uh, if you was talking about the good character, you also had T'Challa on the panel.
Oh yeah, and my good brother, this MIA right now, T'Challa Bangara. Yeah, forgot about T'Challa. But anyway, a similar vision is an ethnic is found among the Akan of Ghana, like the Yoruba. The Akan has a sophisticated ethnic system that has been well articulated by Kwame Jikiye, among others. This system is based on three basic concepts. Supan. Supan means character in the Akan language. Tabao is consciousness. That means consciousness. Papon, they are antithesis, moral goodness versus evil. At the center of the econ conceptions of personhood stands the concept of Supan, which again means character, which occupies a pivotal place in the Akan moral language and thought. Supan stems from the consciousness to a teapot. I gun. I keep forgetting that we have a delay, a delay. So I'll wait a minute, y'all. Just give me a second. I'll let the other slide jump in.
You got it.
All right. Like the Baluba, the Akan make distinctions between two categories of human beings: the person with consciousness, to bio, and the beast, a bio, or a bao, that is a person without conscience. The Akan notions of Owo Supan power refers to the person who has morals and its opposition. The notion is One Supan power refers to a person who has no morals. As experienced and indicated, the Akan use the word Supan, character, to mean goodness. The word papa, means good in the moral sense, and it is added to the expressions or drop. This usage means that for the Akan to have conscience, he or she must be good person. Bad people are said to be without conscience or without moral. And we say this like that brother that don't have no conscience at all. You know what I'm saying? He'll just do and say anything, and don't regret it, and don't feel no certain type of way about it. We say there's a lot, and we can see that the Baluba have not the but the Akan people have the same concept as the Baluba people in Central Africa, distinguishing two people and putting them in two different categories as being a human and a person, and as being a non-person, one who is committing good and moral acts, and one who is committing bad and evil acts. Um, Thus, the expressions "Oni Supan," she has no character or morals, and is interchangeable used with Oni Supan Pa. She has no good character. In the anthropology, being itself is determined by the character. Thus, being a bad person, a nupe bone, and having a bad character, supe bone, are considered identical. Similar, being a good person, a nupe pa, and having good character, supe pa, are considered I let the slide catch up. I'm about to wrap it up. Damn, I'm just giving it a second for the next slide to show on the YouTube. All right, here are the Akan conceptions of the nature of human beings. Join the Yoruba notions of Iwa, which means both character. So we know character in Akan means supan, and we know in the Yoruba language, Iwa means character. In the moral sense of being nature. One fundamental characteristic of the Akan notions of character is found in the notion of personal responsibility. Read that again. One fundamental characteristic of the Akan notions of character is found in the notion of personal responsibility. My last slide. A genuine human being, a person, Bumuntu, is the one who has a good heart. Masima Muyape. And I'm gonna stop right there. I went ahead and myself um jump the gun with this delay. I don't like this neither. But again, the genuine human being is a person of Bumuntu. And again, this presentation is called Bumuntu. Bumuntu. What is a human being and a person according to some African um, cultures? And Bumuntu, again, will be considered a good person or be considered a human being, which falls up under the criteria of having good character, which falls up under hospitality, love, kindness, gentleness, um, and etc. And a person of good heart is Muyampe, the one who extends her or his goodness to all human beings and to animals in the natural world. This Bumuntu, as we pointed out, is manifested in four basic ways: good thought and good heart. Musime Muya, good speech, Ledume Lume, good actions, Bulong Wabe, Bulongwa Biya, and good way of looking at people at the whole world. So again, Bumunte is manifested in four basic ways. Again, good heart, good speech, good actions, and a way that we look at people and other things in the world. Uh, this is the end of my presentation. Learned a few things from there. Again, our Western perspective, uh, or the Western perspective, is different than the African perspective. Uh, I know, again, once a person is born and brought home, or etc., in the community, we consider that person to be a person and a human being. But according to African perspective, one has to gain the right to be a human being and a person. That person is not a person or a human being until the community acknowledge that person as being a human being. So that person has to go has to basically cultivate his uh his character in order to become a human being. One has to uh exemplify good character, moral and ethic behavior, kindness, what I'm saying, compassion, empathy, have to exhibit all these types of things in order to be recognized as a human being and not an animal or not an empty shell or not a non-person or a non-human being. I don't know if anybody got any questions and you wanted me to show something real quick. quick too, and I'll come back to
Yeah, and while you
my
pull
slide.
it,
What you put it in, boss?
it's a photo from one of the
What you put?
slides. It's a photo from one of the slides. It's in the Facebook group inbox. And while you pull it up, I'm gonna read from that article again.
I got it right here.
Okay. I'm gonna read this article
Okay.
again so it kind of sits in with people. It is here where great thinkers of our past and present teach us that human being is a social being who exists for the group, not for themselves. While the individualistic personality is needed, it also becomes dangerous. For when a group, culture, or individual within a society is faced with issues, each individualistic perspective of how to maximize solutions to solve those issues are needed, demonstrating the dependency between individuals and a society or group. More importantly, helping establish a difference between good and bad character. This can be seen when we see an individual solve the issues of a group, an example, good character, or those who create issues for the group, an example, bad character. The Orisha reveals all sides of life to us, and we are taught to honor and embrace the contrasting, sometimes opposing facets of any being, thing, or situation. Our Yoruba traditions recognize the value of the middle road, the importance of staying balanced between life's extremes. Our teachings say that the clearest, most favorable route through life's rocky terrain is the road of coolness. It is called Ori Tutu, cool headedness, the path that is neither too hot or too cold.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah. You definitely.
what you
Oh, go
see
ahead.
on this,
Sorry.
what you see on the screen, ooh, it's gonna be hard for me to read that. Uh, I can pull it up on my end. But what you see on the screen, I can't speak for each individual on the team, but to me, it seems to speak towards um, our desire of what we want to pull out. We do want to establish pride in one another, especially from an African perspective. But we have to understand, in order for us to be able to walk proudly, you have to install the pride in others. So this is where you see the wordplay and this saying that I put together. And it speaks towards being a leader, a great human, a king, a queen, a mother, a father, a good brother, or a good sister. A king is merely the slave of great responsibilities, but the man who handles his responsibilities is truly labeled a great king. We have romanticized the idea a king is to be worshipped and should be showered with gifts. That is no king, or even a man for that matter of fact. A king is the one who gives his last for his people and praises them. He gives them strength and never enforces the idea he holds all power. That is egotistical and it is childish and will be the downfall of his kingdom. A king is humble and knows without his people there is no pride. A king knows that if he forces any to bow before his feet, he will not hear the whispers to destroy him. So he bows before his people, and they will freely cheer words that honor him. A king seeks wisdom of life, a fool will seek chaos and destruction. A king forces no one to follow him, but instead protects their path. A king does not force you to be anything. Instead, a king will teach you that you can be anything and will only ask, what do you plan to be? Hopefully, a servant of your people and be labeled a great king. Kofi done walked away from me.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah, I
yeah, I
had
wanted
picked
to.
one. I still
Oh,
walked away, but I'm here. I had just walked right there. I'm back.
yeah, great show. This is my type of conversations. I don't want to get too long winded because I know when you get to building and you get hungry.
Yeah, I'm starving right now. Yes,
So
that was pretty good.
I'll try to
But,
suppress all that many ideas that was popping off in my head to speak on, but great show.
mm, appreciate it, man. We finna get ready. Um, end it right here, man. Share my screen one more. I always try to plug the channels. I've been lacking on that a little bit, plugging the channels. So let me pop this back up here real quick, and I'm gonna let the family go again. Appreciate everybody that tuned in to watch the show today. Like I said, we had some technical difficulties. I normally stream off of Zoom, but we having some issues with Zoom or with the Google and Zoom for some reason is whatever it was. I don't know what it is, but we got to get that resolved. And I wanted to do the show, so I just went on. We just went on ahead and tried the screen yard since everybody's doing the screen yard, and I really don't like it at all, especially when you presenting. It gets cool if you're interviewing some people. You just gonna talk and have discussions, but you don't get the full effect of the presentation. When you do, hopefully this is my last time on here. We have that resolved the next show. But again, said please subscribe to the channels. Seshuma Ani Metanetra. I am a member of the Seshuma Ani Metanetra, and we're a group of like-minded individuals who are aspiring to be true scribes. We are studying the language, which is called the Rani Kemet, and the writing script, which is called the Sesh Metanetra. Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Seshu Ma'adi Metanetra. Um, Also, go to our website, which is Seshuma Ani Metanetra, spelled the same as on our shield, www.seshumetanetra.com. If you want to take the beginner's course for the Session Metanetra, this is also the website to go on if you want to purchase the beginner's book or the book that we wrote collective together has the ancient hieroglyphs been deciphered, a rebuttal to Walter Williams that we did in 2016. That publication is also on that website, as well as some great articles. If you want to look at some of the articles that Saber Wujao written, also go check us out on Facebook. It is also Seshima Ani Metanetra. Also go to Kofi Pie TV. This channel, I'm proud of this channel. This channel has some great information on it. I started this channel 2 or 3 years ago. It has maybe 90 some videos on their presentations, discussions on the platform. It is no longer just my channel. It is Vasa Nicolo's channel. It's Sutek's channel. It is T'Challa Bangara's channel. Um, Sean channel. Satep Rod channel. Those are my brothers. Uh, those are guys help to put content on the channel as well. Those are some powerful brothers, some up and coming scholars. So please go subscribe to Kofi Pieside TV. It is the African Netflix. It is the channel that takes the black man, black woman, and black child Eurocentric mind and Africanize it. It has a lot of African culture and tradition presentations, as well as African American presentations about Africans in America uh, on there. Also, go subscribe to Mossy Warrior Clan channel. Mossy Warrior Clan is a group that was put together directly to push out West African information because most of us come from our ancestors come from West Africa via the Atlantic kidnapping trade. So we have a lot of information on West Africa on the channel, but we also virtued out because our motherland also have great information from other cultures, or just learning about other cultures and traditions. There are 33,000 ethnic groups in Africa alone. There is 52, 53 countries on the continent of Africa. So we have now been touching in East Africa, South Africa, North Africa, as well as West Africa, what we're known for. So go check out that channel as well. Please go subscribe to the channel. Please support. And on that note, hold on. I want to show my sources. We don't leave putting our sources. I'm sorry. That's supposed to have been the next slide, but we always on Mossy Warrior Clan and Kofi Paisa TV. We always want to throw our sources up there so you won't think we made up anything. We have no problem with you going and venting our sources. I switched to it. It like I said, it's a delay on this StreamYard thing. Terrible delay. But it'll pop up in a minute where you can see the few sources that I use. And again, you can go through these sources, vent these sources. Um, I have no problem with that. That's why I always put a disclaimer out there. And I always say if I made an error on anything, I always um, go back and I can change uh, some of the slides, some of the information. That's called being humble, which also goes with good character. So I have no problem. Some people will take offense to it. I don't know where I'll take offense to it if you come to me um, over aggressive, talking crazy, then I may have an issue with it, but I have no problem. That's the only way we'll be able to get better if we're able to critique each other, point out our mistakes. You know what I'm saying, and then those that point out the mistakes, push us to the right, correct and accurate information. You know what I'm saying, or even show us if our methodology is flawed. Show us what is proper methodology, which is called TEP HES. Um, so, and it's all about great methodology. A lot of people don't have methodology or don't even know what methodology is. But anyway, these are the few sources that I use for this presentation. Again, I hope you all learned something. I hope you share the show with somebody that may appreciate it or share it later with those who appreciate it. Again, appreciate y'all. And we out, man. Black African power, family. We gone. Soon as I know how to stop the show. Oh, Lord. I have. Okay, yes.
Peace, everybody.